see you, Mr. Butter.
Buttermellow.
Remix your
Buttermellow.
Remix your
Perhaps this.
Second place, another year. Second, 472. Second place, another year. Second, 472. Second place, another year. Second, 472. Second place, another year. Second,
Buttermellow.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Sunshine. Buttermellow.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Sunshine.
wicked.
Buttermellow.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Sunshine. Buttermellow.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Sunshine.
472. Second place, another year. Second, 472. Second place, another year. Second, 472. Second place, another year. Second, 472. Second place,
All right, let's get started, shall we? Welcome to the stream, everybody. My name is Green Leader, and tonight we're getting back into Shinobi, Art of Vengeance. We're going to be finishing up the final boss fight, the Shadow Master. It's a secret boss that you get by collecting all of the Neo Zed keys. Hey, how you doing, Raw Dog? Hope you're having a wonderful evening. But yeah, we're going to be working on that boss fight tonight. It is the last thing I would like to do on stream for Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Because at this point, it's now just for like going back and doing arcade stuff and doing boss rush and things like that. All stuff that I kind of prefer to just do sort of like off stream and just kind of chill doing that. Maybe at some point, if I just want to do like a chill stream, just doing whatever, I might do something like that on stream. But I think at this point, once I've beaten this boss, I'll be ready to move on to something else. So I'll be working on this boss according to Moon Runes, and I'll take his word for it. Moon Rune said that this boss should be fairly quick to deal with. I'll have to try and make sure I get the movesets down, but should be able to handle him pretty well. At which point, it's a matter of just essentially moving on to completing that boss. Sorry, my brain's just all over the place right now. It's just a matter of going through and actually completing that boss fight. Once that boss fight is done, we'll end up moving over to Sony State of Play, checking out to see the different trailers and announcements that they have decided to throw out there. I know people have already been talking about it because I'm late to the game, because that was like, what, 2 or 3 days ago when that happened? And I have not had a chance to properly take a look at all the different stuff that's happened from there. So yeah, so that'll be the plan for the night, and hopefully I'll be able to do everything that I've wanted to do, and so we'll just sort of hop straight into it, get off the screen with my giant head on it, and we'll go from there. If he does a counter, you have enough time to pull off the serpent info. That's a good idea. Like, yeah, that's true. That's 100% true. To be fair, I actually don't have the serpent info. That's actually a good idea. I haven't even thought about that. Okay, do this, and then, nope, not what I was wanting. That. So part of the reason why I was late tonight, because I was hoping to be on a little sooner, but I was trying to set up my my outro song and set that up nicely. I'm gonna turn down that music just a little bit. Set that up nicely such that once I auto switch to my thanks for the stream, my outro screen, it would just automatically trigger the song. And unfortunately, every time I tried to do that transition, for whatever reason, the song just like cuts out for whatever reason, and it doesn't play properly the way I expect it to, and so I get a little frustrated with it. So I'm just gonna have to manually do it until I can figure out a solution. I'm gonna have to talk to Magus about it, because I think he figured it out. I think he was able to do something to get it working properly, but just for whatever reason, it just has an issue. As for this, I am curious as to like what I want to do here. If maybe we switch this out for the serpent, Great Serpent Ninpo. That's a lot of damage right there. And then we can swap out this one for the serpent one, because we're not going to be getting a ton of health from this fight. In fact, we're not going to be getting any health from what I understand from this fight. So that'll reduce the summoning. I'm going to stick with the POW just to get me the added damage. And we'll go with that. And of course, we're going to stick with the teal skin. Although I really wish they had like a proper green skin to it. But, whatever. It is what it is. Really? How's your day, buddy? My day was going okay. My day has been an interesting one. Not a bad one. Just just one of those days. You know what I mean? Oh shit. So it's been all right. I dodged. I did not dodge. That was the time. That was the time. That was the time for the serpent info. And I dodged away. Ah, shit. Wow, that actually did some real damage. I dodged. And I'm dead. I wouldn't call it teal, just a bit paler green. Yeah. But I like the nice, dark, solid green. This is like a weird... It's a weird sort of like green. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just it's not the green I was hoping for when they said green, whatever the green one was. Can't dodge through dark attack. That's true. That's true. But I know I can dodge past them before the attack gets triggered, right? Like that. Ow. Fuck, crying out loud. Oh gosh. Oh shit. Yes! I got him. Wasn't great, but I got him. No! He did his little counter there. Wrong way. Wrong way! Oh, my gosh. Okay, he's going to go big boy now. Ah! No! Oh, come on. Okay, I got him to the red stage. I got him to a second stage, so I think I'm getting it. I just gotta try and, like, not, like, just button mash. Because I think that's my biggest problem right now, is I'm just sort of, like... I'm going through my sort of normal routine of... I do my light combo, my heavy combo, the jump downward kick with the little spin slash, and I'm not actually, like, being smart about my stuff. You can also cancel an attack into a jump, but with heavy slashes, it can be a bit wonky with the... Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Shadow Master. Rude. I missed my opportunity. Yeah, and he's gonna smack with that because I'm in it. Wow, gosh. Get the health, get the health, get the health. Heal me, thank you. That's better. No. See what I mean? Like, I start out my attack, he's not doing the crouch, and then, like, right on my second slash, when I'm already just about to hit him, he goes right into that counter. Gosh. Can't dodge that. He gets Super Saiyan, and then he just insta-kills me because I'm an idiot. There we go. Light slashes are a lot less committed. That's true. That is true. But you see what I mean? Like, I get into this sort of like this habit of just like button mashing with the combos that I'm used to doing, which the heavy slashes are huge for me. But you're right. I think the light slashes would be a little better. Like you say, less committal, a lot quicker to cancel out. And there's just me being an idiot. I thought I was away from that. Okay, I have to jump away. Okay. Yeah. Oh, shit. Ah, it's going longer. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I got him. I got him. Got him. Holy shit. Oh, wow. I didn't... So... Thank you so much for reminding me do some other combos besides the heavy, because I think that did it. Because like,
Your dog wrote an incentive.
Thank you.
Tweet. You can't eat here.
Thank you, Raw Dog.
Oh, Meg, it's a sensitivity mob.
Indeed.
Joke. There's no such thing as jokes in
Yeah, we live in a post.
The Golden Shinobi, Joe's expand new look, blah blah blah.
We're eating here. I'd like to see.
Very
you
nice.
try.
That's awesome. Holy crap, baskets. That's good. If you finished charging, it would have been an instant. Really? Really? Okay. Okay. That's very good to know. Okay, what's the new outfit? Oh my gosh, there it is, golden. Such a good riff. Where's the green outfit? This is the green outfit. This one. That's what I was using to fight him with, was the green outfit. In my opinion, there's a little too much blue in that green, you know? Okay, good. I'm glad green wasn't... Yes, green was absolutely included. And then there's the arcade mode. Interesting. It was a joke.
A joke.
Indeed. So there it is. There it is, people. The game is finished. The final boss fight done. So now really it's just, you know, all the different levels now have an arcade mode, and there's also the boss rush as well. Yeah, it is sad that you don't get the green one until you collect all the relics. It is what it is. It would have been nice if they so like I look at this red outfit. It is very clearly a definitive red, right? It's a little darker than like a true red, but it's up there, right? Same thing with the blue. I just wish this was like a true, like this. It's a very sort of like toned down green, a little too much blue in there. I like it. It looks good. It's just I wish it was more of a proper green. But other than that, I like it a lot. And the gold one looks cool. So, but yeah, guys, that's it for Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Holy cow! We'll try one round of boss rush just because I want to. I just want to see it. Need some neon green. Oh gosh, not the neon green. The worst of the greens. Well, I suppose it depends on like. It depends on how well it's done. You know what I mean? Here we go. We're gonna try the boss rush. Oh, this guy. This is the first guy. I don't. Oh gosh. Oh shit.
What do you got?
Oh shit.
I'm gonna mangle you, little man.
Here you will. Oh, you bitch.
You're gonna regret never being born. You're dead.
What? There we go. Just about a flaw. I know, right? The arcade speed run. Oh, this one. That was an interesting one. The arcade speed run for stage 1 kills Kozu with the single Nimpo, and it is not the circle. Really interesting. Ooh, just about had a flawless. I know, right? Ow! I forgot about that. Ow! I forgot about that. I forgot there's a wall there. Ah, shit. Oh gosh. Oh shit. Oh, that was stupid of me. There we go. If you spam light attacks in the air, you'll only descend very... Yeah. Absolutely. That's true. Ah, this boss. I had the hard time with this one to realize I needed to use that smash ability to get rid of that. It took me far too long to figure that out. Oh gosh, I forgot about that. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. There we go. I don't think I took any damage with that one. That's nice. I wonder if the sword dive also works. That's a good question. Ah. The Octoboss. Ah, shit. I forgot about that one. Ow. That was pretty stupid of me. Yeah. Oh shit. Ah, damn it, I thought I was out of the way. Just got splatted by the corner there. So does it randomize the bosses every time, or does it do it in sort of like this specific order? I assume it's this specific order, right? Well, we got 3 done. So there's that. And it was a good experience to just sort of experience that. So I've not actually done this before. I will probably come back on just like a random stream just to do the boss rush, just to see just to see if I can make it all the way through. I'm not going to do that tonight. But it's very cool. It's very cool that we were able to get the main boss done, the last of the bosses done and figured out. I'm surprised that they did not add Shadow Master to the boss rush. That's very interesting. So that, if I were to say that something seems a little left out, that would be the only thing I would say. But everything else, yeah. This is such a great game, man. I really enjoyed this. Okay, with that said, I'm going to take us to the break screen, and I'm going to go ahead and find the Sony State of Play and get that set up, and then we will switch over to that. So I'll be back in a couple minutes. So it shouldn't take me too long, but I will need to swap out the sources and change to a different scene, shut down Shinobi, and update my titles and whatnot. So we'll take it from there. So I will see you guys in a second as I put the music back on. And we'll see you guys very soon. As I put it to the break screen, there we go. I swear I know how to stream. There we go. See you in a second. Oh, and be sure to take this time to stand up, stretch, go use the restroom, do whatever you need to do. Like I said, we'll be back very shortly.
Let's go out and win ball games. Can't wait to wake up in the morning. Hey, what's up, baby? What it do, baby? Hey, what's up, baby? What it do, baby? I'm a fun guy. Baby, what it do, baby? Hey, what's up, baby? What it do, baby?
Okay. I think I've got everything set up. Think being the keyword. I changed the category because I feel like the whatchamacallit, the title matches. So that should be good right there. So let me pull this back so you guys can at least see me and what I'm doing. There we go. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, Tune to Key, how you doing, buddy? You missed the secret boss. I'm sorry.
Hello there.
Hello there. Hello there, Rodod. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you guys had a good break. Hope you guys all had a chance to stand up, stretch, go do whatever you needed to do. But we are back, and with Shinobi Art of Vengeance done, the last boss fight done, we are going to be hopping into the state of play that happened last week. It was on the 12th. And we're going to just take a look and see what they're doing. 9+ YouTube notifications. What? Oh, yes, yeah. I don't pay attention to my subscription notifications. It happens all the time, so it is what it is. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and hop into it, and we'll go ahead and pause the music here, and we'll just get going. So, like I said, this happened last week. We're just going to see what there is. Beyond the fact that there's a John Wick game and some weird new God of War prequel, I don't know what is in here. So, you beat the last boss. I'm sorry, Tuned. I'm sorry. First of all, I didn't think I'd actually be able to make it all the way through. Second, or that quickly anyway. It actually took me less time than I thought, and part of the reason why it took me as long as it did is partly because I actually was using the wrong attack combos for it. So, yeah. But I'm sorry, Tune. It was rude, totally. Clicky. It's like Steve and his 3,000 tabs. No, look. Okay, first of all, it's not the same thing. I usually try and get them cleared out, but I haven't had the chance to today. I'm sorry. Okay, I don't just sit on YouTube all day. Okay, I played the D Music Redeem and Spirit. Yes. You were struggling yesterday, right? I was struggling a little bit yesterday, so yeah. Also, it was late too when I tried that boss fight, so it needed I needed some time to figure out what to do with it. And Moonrunes had some very good advice to help me out. So yeah. But okay, so we are here. We're gonna go ahead and check out the Sony State of Play, and we're gonna see. We're going to see if there's anything good here. I will watch the VOD tomorrow. I'm sorry, Tune. I'm very sorry. If you watch on YouTube, I will probably set up chapters, considering that there's some pretty major difference. I should actually go through and do chapters for all of my Shinobi streams, because then at least that way, like, it makes more sense to do the chapters for that game. So you should try it, like the kids on TikTok, just brain rot yourself. No, I do that enough already as is. I don't need more. Okay, here we go. Oh, and I should probably unmute the... oh. Okay. Just didn't start.
I sense suffering here, Spirit. Do you need help?
Ember Lab. I've not heard of Ember Lab.
A spirit guide? It's been a long time since we've had one of your kind in Cosmora. I'm glad you're here.
Well, that's cute.
That temple has been sealed as long as I can remember. Dangerous corruption was locked inside, along with the secrets of a forgotten practice.
Okay. That looks cool, actually. The lady with the fox mask, very cool, actually.
Spirit guides here once used alchemy to cleanse corruption. Maybe you can do the same.
Open world, okay. With some sort of Dark Souls-esque boss fight abilities. Okay.
Fear will bind you, gripping to the present, which must always pass.
That's a lot of water. Okay.
Regret will bind you.
Turn this down just a smidge. It's a little loud.
You cannot change.
Okay. So there seems to be ranged attacks, magic attacks,
Yearning
melee
for a
attacks.
future you will not see.
And I assume you're going to set up some... There's like some sort of ability to set up builds. It would be my assumption. So you can focus, you know, what you want to do.
Unbound, may you depart in peace.
Kenna, wait, wasn't there already a Kenna game before? Is this a sequel?
Hey everyone.
That's interesting. And I should have set up like a bingo sheet of like the things we'll see. Like, the horrible devs, presenters stuff. Like, hey everybody, we're the presenters. We're gonna go ahead and try and hype y'all up about... Stop doing this. It's a video presentation. I don't need to see you guys with the, hey everybody, we're your video presenter. Shut up and just play the trailers. Nobody cares about what you have to say. Just shut up and play the trailers. Kenna Bridge of the Spirits. Okay, I thought there was already a Kenna game before. Like I remember seeing it from like another State of Play before. I'm here. Hey, not repeat. How you doing, buddy? Pretty graphic. It is. No, the graphics look great. And I do like the style. The style looks interesting. It is a little claymation-y, which isn't inherently a bad thing. And I do like the fact that the characters aren't overly ugly, because we have seen that in other developers. So, like, I think overall looks interesting. I haven't played the first game, so I don't know how good it is. Female protagonist is kind of a big thing that I see regularly, too, in a lot of games lately. It's like there's nothing wrong with the female protagonist, but also at the same time, sometimes it gets a little overboard, and many times they'll focus on this sort of, you know, she's a strong, independent woman, don't need no man, and everybody looks down on her because she's a woman. It's just like, okay, there's a lot of tropes that have been so overused lately that it is kind of boring to see over and over and over again. Now, again, to be fair, I haven't seen the original game, and I don't know if those tropes were used or in particularly overused. So I'm hoping that they didn't then, and I'm hoping that they didn't in this game. This game looks good. The gameplay looks good. But like I said, I haven't played the first game, so it's hard for me to judge and compare between the first game and this one. So, Horizon is a great female lead game. I can't speak for the second game. The first game had moments that were good, and then there were also some other moments where it just felt a little forced. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I haven't beat it personally, but I liked it. I played enough of the story to kind of get a good idea of it. There does seem to be a bit of the whole chip in the shoulder thing, but I think that's more because of the way that she was brought up and not necessarily, you kind of get what I mean? Yeah. I didn't play the second one. Haven't had a PlayStation in a while. Sure. I think is the second one on Steam. I actually don't know if the second one's on Steam or not. Let me quickly verify here. I don't think it is, because I think it came out recently, and Sony generally has a rule of, could you not autoplay? That'd be great. I was on the Shinobi page, and it's just like, we're just gonna autoplay. I'm like, you son of a nutcracker. Bring up Horizon. Interesting. The Horizon Hunting Gathering is available. And it looks like it will be available straight away. And yeah, so Horizon Forbidden West is on Steam as well, so you can pick it up there. It was released in 2024. So there's that. I just didn't feel like there was some nonsense. This game only supports Japanese voice for customers in Japan. Oh, interesting. Okay. So it's available on Steam. She was an outcast and they shunned her father figure. That's right. That's right. So that does make sense. That does make sense. Time to add to my wish. There you go. Well, there you go. Okay. Also, it's 40% off right now. Also true. That is also true. So if you want to get Horizon Zero West, now's the time to do it on Steam. It's 40% off right now. I think it's for the Lunar New Year, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, let's get back to giving these guys crap for being presenters at the Sony State of Play. And it's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's Sony's fault, but still.
I'm Josh, and this is my brother Mike.
We hope you enjoyed that first look at our next game, Kena, Scars.
I will say at the very least, it is the founders of the studios and not just like some random presenter trying to hype everybody up. At the same time, I also just don't care about hearing from devs. I just don't, like, just show me the trailer. Show me, don't tell me. This is tell me. I don't care about you telling me. Just
after the amazing response to Kena Bridge of Spirits in 2021, the team was excited to take on the challenge of creating something even bigger and better this time around. Our partnership with PlayStation Studios has empowered us to expand our scope while still staying true to what made the first game special.
Since her adventure in Bridge of Spirits, Kena has grown into an older, more experienced spirit guide. Her reputation now precedes her. She comes to a new land called Cosmora, home to multiple distinct communities. On this adventure, Kena discovers a spirit guide's role in helping living people, not only those who have passed away. With PlayStation Studios support, we're building on everything that fans loved about the first game. Deeper, more dynamic combat, epic boss battles, a larger, richer world, and
Here's a concern. Open worlds get brothers nepotism. Well, if they're the founders, it's not nepotism. They both started it together. I will defend them on that. My issue with open world games, and I like open world games a lot, don't get me wrong, but like it's the same issue that I have with Ubisoft games in general, but it's Ubisoft seems to be like the Assassin's Creed games is what I really mean to say. The Assassin's Creed games, with them being so big and so open the way that they are, it's so easy to get lost, which in one sense is kind of a good thing, but it also means it's so easy to get lost and not get any real progression and then just get burnt out on the game and then to just put it down and walk away. Because I do that all the time with the open world games. And there is a real danger of going into open world games and essentially having the open world be kind of pretty, generically speaking, but then not actually really being filled with people, not really being filled with enemies, not really being filled with enough in there to make me feel like, oh, this is a lived-in world. It just feels like, oh yeah, these are very pretty, but very pretty environments, allows for quote unquote exploration, but really there's not a lot to truly explore. And particularly, we've seen that recently with Halo. We've seen that recently with some, like, sorry to say, I felt that way a little bit with the latest Assassin's Creed Shadows. It just felt like it's a little too open and not enough like substantial content or substantial things that are in the world to make it interesting to have an open world to begin with. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? And that is my only concern when they say, oh yeah, it's a bigger world. Yeah, but okay, so how are you going to fill it? You know what I mean?
Of course, our charming spirit companions.
See, and that's cute. Like, I guarantee you they created that, like, here's our new greatest plush that we're going to go ahead and sell, which I think is great. There's nothing wrong with that. I market the hell out of that. Do it. But, like, you can see where it's coming from, you know?
PC. Thanks so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Okay, so I will give it. I'm sorry I gave them crap at the beginning because I thought they were going to be like, we're going to be your hosts for the show. So I'm glad they weren't. I'm glad they're just devs who are going to be talking about the game. But at the same time, they could have just done it just like, I didn't even need to see their faces. Just show me the gameplay and talk about it, you know? No, stop doing that. Just want to do that. They have gotten too big. Ubisoft is the king of bloating that. Yes, 100%. Horizon did it so well, first one, because it was based on a real world, so you could find ruins of real world places. Honestly, was really cool. Yes, and I like the first game. I do have to say, though, even in that game, I kept getting bogged down of, oh, there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff that when you look at the map, it's like, oh, this looks really interesting. And then I go over there and it's like, it's basically nothing. It's basically, oh, here's an enemy type here. And that's really it. It doesn't always feel like it's a lived-in world. So, but like, it feels like every single major open world game I've played in the last like 10 years, really the last 5 years, but like the last 10 years in general, seems to fall into this sort of situation where it just feels like there's not enough in there to make it feel like it's a lived-in world. It feels kind of empty, and particularly Halo Infinite was the worst example of it, you know.
Long ago, in the
okay, new Sucker Punch game.
Demons terrorized the land.
Wasn't Sucker Punch? Weren't they the ones who did the Infamous games? Which the Infamous, particularly the first, I love that first Infamous game, and they did Infamous 1, Infamous 2, and then they did Second Son. And I don't remember if Second Son was really that well received. It was like 2013, 2014. It was PlayStation 4. And then I don't think I've seen anything from the Infamous franchise in a while.
And subjugate
okay, good.
People. They were known as the Spider. The Oni, the Kitsune, and the Snake. Many fought back.
Oh no.
Many were cut down.
Sorry, for a second there, I'm like, oh shit, is this going to be another live service game? Please don't be another live service game. It's one thing if you're like, oh yeah, this is a Souls game with a multiplayer aspect, so you can have up to 4 people with you. Like what Raw Dog and I have talked about, where making Fallout 76 a live service game versus just here is a Fallout game with the ability to have co-op. Instead, they made it a live service game that was like a pseudo MMO Destiny type clone. So when they say up to 4 players co-op, immediately just warning bells go off. I'm like, oh no, is this another live service game? Is this like a... 4 playable classes. Yep. Okay. Yeah.
The true warrior from vengeance.
Or hell, maybe it's a roguelike. Ghost of Yotai Legends. What? Free DLC for Ghost of Yotai owners. Okay, okay. So, stop doing that. So, free DLC for Ghost of Yotai. I kind of don't care. Looks like another Ghost of Yotai game called it. Yeah. I guess Ghost of Yotai was the last one. Yeah, Ghost of Yotai was the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, I have a lot of interest in still picking up Ghost of Tsushima. I have zero interest in Ghost of Yotai. So them saying here is and to be honest, it looks kind of more generic. Granted, you're in a more fantastical thing, but like I look at that and I don't see the connection to Ghost of Yotai. They could have done that as their own sort of standalone game and had it be completely unrelated to Ghost of Yotai. So I find that interesting that they did that. Okay, from the people I know who played both, Yotai said Yotai was better. The character and story was just leagues better. Really, because from the people that I know who played both say the opposite. From the people from what I've seen of both, I've not seen that. So I don't know. And yeah, free DLC, so meh. Yeah, like they're adding a co-op. Okay, that's not a bad thing. And I don't think it looks bad in terms of the gameplay. It's just I don't see the connection to Ghost of Yotai other than just here's just some mythical DLC where you play as a sort of like no-named character that happens to be a class. Like, yeah, who cares? Had little to no character growth. Really? Really? Because from the people that I know who have played Ghost of Tsushima, they have said it's one of the best games they've ever played. Fantastic story, and absolutely follows like a very specific formula of like we're trying to follow the old school samurai movie style storylines. So I don't know. I'm never gonna badmouth free DLC. Here's my problem with free DLC. It's you get what you pay for. You know, free DLC can be great. Free DLC can also be horrible.
Top, Sam. You?
I was just about to say this is what's it called? This is the walking simulator. Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Ultra wide screen support, so I assume this is the announcement for it coming to PC. Yeah, available on PC, March 19th.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Is that Troy Baker again? Wasn't he in the first game? So okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now. I kind of don't care about it. I don't care about the walking simulator. Like Death Stranding. Gosh, I've watched streams of Death Stranding, and I kind of get it. The story's kind of interesting, and it's very much a Kojima anime style story. It's awesome, but the gameplay has never gotten me. The gameplay has just never gotten me. Like it's largely walking simulator, punctuated with a little bit of action here and there, and then weird slime boss fights. Like, not horrible, but yeah. Yeah, big coming to PC was on the screen. Oh, I did not see that until like the very end. Wait, wasn't Arma the walking simulator? No. Not really. Not compared to this game. This game is literally all about you are a walking delivery man going from point A to point B. And a big part of the game is how well have you balanced your pack? And like, If you walk, when you're walking down and your pack is unbalanced, now you got to be worried about like how you approach terrain, things like that. So, Arma was the press 400 buttons to go prone game. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Arma was very much like a very simulation-y first-person shooter. Was it first person or third person? I thought it was first person, but I could be wrong. Whereas this is really just walking simulator the game with an anime storyline. Again, not bad, and I would absolutely watch somebody stream it or watch videos of it. I have no interest in playing it myself, you know. So this coming to PC, okay, cool. For people who have been waiting for the unlocked frames and the ultra widescreen support, this is for you. This is like people who love that game. Enjoy away, you know. Please do not take my dismissal of it as a sort of, oh, I think it's bad, or that you're not gonna. No, please, you are probably gonna like. If you liked, gosh, I keep forgetting the damn name. Death Stranding and Death Stranding 2. Congratulations, you'll get a better version because it's on PC. So, there you go. Both, yeah, definitely both. Bad Robot Game. I didn't know Bad Robot had a games division.
I'm Mike Booth from Bad Robot Games, game director of 4Loop. As a game designer, a core goal of mine has always been to make game experiences that offer interesting surprises. And
same thing with when I said to the first guys, I don't want to see your faces. Show me the trailer. Show me the trailer, or if you do have to show your face, be on there, state your name, and then you get straight into the game footage. I don't care about seeing you, man.
Unpredictable moments that never get old. The result is 4Loop, an emergent, challenging, 4-player combat sandbox where you and your friends succeed through cooperation and improvisation, and where no two runs are ever the same.
No two runs are... Oh, fuck off. No two runs are ever the same. So, are you telling me this is a roguelike? Or is this an escape from, like, an extraction shooter?
Which combines alien technology and
this is a roguelike.
to plot your best path forward to defeat the invaders. Each node represents a different mission
kind of cool.
with its own risks, rewards, and surprises. Everyone votes to choose the next mission. Once you've chosen a node on the probability map, your team will teleport into the mission. You may have to collect mission-critical resources, or even rescue survivors that can offer cool upgrades for your gear, all while trying to avoid the alien forces constantly sending drop pods and kill bots to stop you.
Portal
We've
tech,
worked hard
okay.
to ensure that there are tons of items to choose from, and a lot of strange creatures and mysterious things to encounter.
Oh, that's
For example,
interesting.
this weird alien plant is called a blink root, where you can collect a blink berry, which will teleport anyone who touches it to a random, distant location. All the various enemies, weapons, items, and mission objectives are all designed to interact with each other in dynamic ways that create emergent gameplay and endless, replayable chaos. That means your decisions really matter, and creativity and improvisation are key. We really want players to try things and think outside the box, like hacking an alien terminal to provide intel to the rest of the team, or being bombarded.
Okay, here's if it's what I think it is. If it's just a 4-player co-op roguelike experience, I'm going to call it now, where I'm going to say that it is going to be one of those games where everybody's going to jump onto it for like 5 minutes and convince everybody in their friend group to pick up the game and play it, and they're going to play it for 5 minutes, and then they're going to forget about it within a week. I'm calling it right now. That's going to be what it's going to be like, because I've seen too many games like this where it's an interesting idea, but the interesting idea does not have the sort of legs to really keep people's attention, and therefore it just sort of gets shifted to the side for the next cool thing that's going to be you know what I mean? Looks in the vein of Helldivers. It kind of does. It kind of does. So I hope it does have legs, but this is my concern, is that if they don't handle it well enough, it could be one of those games where you might have a very small dedicated base that plays it, but like most of the people who get it are not going to stick with it. You know what I mean? Let's try. You're gonna like it or not? Yeah. No, this is there is no middle ground. Oh, 100%. Yeah. I played 2 hours of it in 2022 and never looked back. Should probably look into it again. You're talking about, I assume you're talking about what you call it, Death Stranding. The lead guy here was a key guy who did Left 4 Dead. Really? Oh, see, now that I kind of wish they had, and maybe they did. Maybe they did, and I was too busy bitching at him for showing his damn face. Yeah, but that's actually good information to know because that means he at least has a good track record. Now, to be fair, at the same time, just because you have a good track record doesn't mean that you can't screw things up, you know. Looks in the vein of Helldivers, yes. Rain hitting us with the hard truth, yes. Although Helldivers is still popular. It is one of those games that has been able to keep its legs in the game, keep people's attention in the game for long enough, and I think that's largely because of the way they handle the events, the way they handle the game in terms of like how you actually approach it. They've constantly been putting out new substantial content where they add in new enemies, add in new planets, like the Cyberstan, whatever you call it, the Automaton's home world that just recently came out. That made me like, ooh, I'm actually considering hopping back into Helldivers again just to go check it out and see what's going on there. So they didn't. I Googled it. What do you mean? Although Ohio is still popular, yeah. Oh, great. Democracy in games lobby, yes. They didn't. I Googled it. Oh, okay. As in the guy's background. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Pete. It means he can't count past 2. Yes. Who the lead was, yes. Okay. I mean, like I said, this looks interesting. This looks cool, but it also looks like it could be one of those games that could just be, you know, one person gets it, convinces everybody else to get it, and then the person who convinces everybody else to get it stops playing it within like a week, and then everybody else stops playing it. You know, that's my concern with it.
By killbot drop pods, or barely escaping with your life. And if you do die, don't worry. So long as one of you makes it back to home base, you'll be reprinted and ready to try again.
That was actually kind of interesting. See the reprinting like that?
Their strategy, evolve your loadout, and choose rewards from an increasing array of powerful gear and upgrades. Each act of the probability map culminates in one of multiple boss battles. This is the Scanner Boss, a huge geologic surveyor that scans for flux deposits to harvest. Its scan fields are very lethal, creating a dynamic obstacle course of lasers to avoid while attempting to destroy the boss itself. Because the scanner's body rotates like a 3D puzzle, you want to spread out and
you mean like a Rubik's Cube? Do you not have license to say Rubik's Cube?
Slow-moving, lethal laser grids. Our goal here is to create something new.
Yeah, time to get Mickey 17. Yeah,
and laughing and saying, "I can't believe that just happened." We're currently in pre-beta, so there's still plenty of polish to come, and we need players like you to join us in upcoming
trying to get people to test the game.
Your feedback will be invaluable in helping us make this game truly great.
Now, are you going to actually take that feedback into account? Because there have been plenty of games that do a beta and then don't take the feedback into account, and then people are just like, yeah, whatever. They didn't listen to what we were saying.
We can't wait for you to play it for yourself.
I also find it really interesting that why does Bad Robot have a games division? I'm not saying that they can't or shouldn't. It's just kind of weird because it's just out of nowhere. Here's Bad Robot with a games division. It's just weird. Weird. You know.
Go and fail to save the world.
Yeah, I think it looks good. I think it looks interesting. And it's coming out on PSC. I said PSC, PC and PlayStation 5 at the same time.
What's this?
That's the Earth.
Capcom, nice. I like Capcom games for the most part, actually. I think they're pretty interesting.
Looks a bit like New York.
Is that a place on Earth?
Can't believe we haven't found any survivors.
You know what this reminds me of already? It kind of reminds me a little bit of Enslaved Journey to the West, but with like the character from Vanquished. You know what I'm talking about? Like there was this game called Vanquished back in the day. This one. Let's see if I can get like a proper image of it. I don't know who did it, but it is this game. It kind of like the guy's suit kind of reminds me of this for whatever reason. I don't know why, even though like clearly I look at it now, it's like it's not the same. It's not the same, but it just reminds me of it. But then like with the fact that you have this kid on your back and essentially you're guiding them through the world, kind of reminds me of Enslaved because you had that with the female character in that she was constantly with you. You were protecting her, and she would essentially ride on your back, or she would be walking with you, and you'd be sort of exploring the world together. Reminds me a lot of that. So, yeah.
I haven't seen anyone besides you since leaving the vault.
All alone, huh? I know the feeling.
Hey, Hugh. What were you like as a kid?
When I was young, I was in an orphanage. I was a lot like you.
Also, interesting that he's in like a full-on suit, full-on environment suit, where she's just like in jacket, you know, like just a normal kid attire versus this dude who's in like a full-on environmental suit. Like, is she from this planet?
And now it's your turn.
Although she's kind of in an environmental suit. Never mind, I take that back. Pragmata. It looks cool.
Removal time exceeding estimates.
And then they're going to show. Now they're going to show some combat. Whoa. Well, that's not creepy at all. Josh. Yeah, run. Okay. That's pretty cool. Dead Space. Yeah, it does kind of remind me a bit of Dead Space too. 100%. That looks interesting. That actually doesn't look bad at all. Yeah. I don't really have a lot of complaints. It was like really more of a theatrical trailer. I know they've shown trailers for that game before, and I don't remember if they actually showed gameplay or not. But yeah. Isn't she a bot or something? She might be. She might actually be a bot. Yeah, I was thinking of Vanquish 2 with the character. Yes, thank you. I'm glad I wasn't the only one who saw it. Google says Abrams loves games. Abrams loves games. Okay. Is that in reference to the lead dev? And wants to innovate games and bring great storytelling. Okay. Okay, nice. I'm very glad to hear that. Isn't she a bot? Yeah, she might be. That's going to be a story beat. Oh, yeah, 100%. It's getting Dead Space vibes. And you're right. I think you were right. It does have some Dead Space vibes to it as well. The suit is very Dead Space vibe, yes. Ending with the running also helps with the horror, yes. Bad Robot, the guy who started the movie side, J.J. Abrams, okay. I'm just saying, like I said, it's interesting. And I didn't know that Bad Robot was trying to get into games development. So that's interesting. And to be fair, maybe it's because they just see how much money is in games development in general. So
that's 6 now. 6 survivors of Raccoon City, all dead from the same thing.
Oh, it's a new Resident Evil.
Yeah, that's not good.
Is this another remake or is this an actual new game? I mean, isn't that Leon?
After Umbrella went under. The Rhodes Hill Chronic Care Center.
Now, if I say something stupid, please forgive me. I am not a Resident Evil guy. I have not played any of. So if that's not Leon, to me it looks like Leon Kennedy from like Resident Evil 4. But I could be 100% wrong because I've not played any of the games. So if I am wrong, please correct me. My apologies. Are you EOing me for not playing Resident Evil? I'm sorry. I'm not a horror games fan. Okay.
What's that, brother?
All I saw was how sexy everyone finds Leon. Yeah, sure. He was written full-on female gaze. And you know what? I'm fine with that. There was nothing wrong with writing a character to be full-on female gaze or full-on male gaze. Yes, there is nothing wrong with having your characters be absolute freaking eye candy for the people who are playing the game. I'm tired of people being made freaking ugly, and now you're staring at ugly characters for like a 60 to 80 hour to 100 hour experience. Stop making, like, unless the player is legitimately making an ugly character for the funs and you know, kicks and giggles of it. Let's make some characters actually pretty, please. You know, like Resident Evil 6, not so much horror, but ridiculous co-op fun, sure. And I have heard that. I have heard that, like, the Resident Evil games, they started off with horror with, like, 1, 2, and 3. And then with 4, they made kind of a big tonal shift more towards action. And then it stayed that way for 4, 5, and 6. And I don't know if 7 was... I think 7 was the one where they made the shift back to being, like, full-on horror, and then 8 as well. So, and I don't know if this is a new one or if this is a remake. Oh, that's creepy.
You okay? What does Victor want with you?
What do you mean?
He grabbed
good
you
looking,
for a
good looking female character. So there we go.
Did you find anything on Opus?
Nothing to complain about so far.
Nothing on the servers at the CIA or the Pentagon.
Nice.
You are an ignorant fool.
Leon, we're running out of time.
Whoa. So is he infected?
Why me?
The team has settled on a person of interest. A former T-virus researcher.
Because my master made you who you are.
Yeah, this definitely looks to be much more along the lines of horror, but they're adding in action. A little bit more action to it than the previous games, from the looks of it, or the last two games. But I don't know if this is a remake or not. I don't know if this is a new game. It looks like it's a new game. RE9, okay. It's a new game. Very nice.
It's been a while since you've been back there.
They're doing a double trailer now? Or are they just, or is this just an extra scene at the end? This month, that's okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean Benson.
Not a Resident Evil fan. Not a horror fan. That looks good. That looks very good. I will absolutely give them that. That's awesome. Sex Cells. Yes, correct. Resident Evil 6. No, yeah, I read that. I think it's a new one. Definitely new. Yeah. He's never been that old. Fair enough. Also true. Okay, so these are now Sony people. Third-party Portfall? What the hell is that? Oh, Portfolio.
And I'm Sid Schumann. Okay. We're back with a new batch of games on their way to PS5.
But before we begin, we wanted to highlight the upcoming release dates for both Pragmata and Resident Evil Requiem from Capcom. Both are coming soon to PS5 with support for PS5 Pro.
Yes. Now, to be fair, they already said that in the trailers. I don't know if we needed you to come out onto the thing to then say it yet again. These are coming out soon.
Now, let's return to the dark world of Nosgoth with an announcement for fans of Legacy of Kain. 2003's Legacy of Kain Defiance is being remastered by Crystal Dynamics and will be available to pre-order today. The final chapter in the Soul Reaver saga brings players into the conflict between the vampire Kain and his betrayed lieutenant, Raziel. This remaster boasts updated HD graphics, a new third-person camera, and wayfinding level maps, as well as bonus features like character skins.
Now, what do you have to tell me?
Lost levels, deep lore, photo mode, and more. The digital deluxe version of the game includes promotional comics and a playable demo of Dark Prophecy, the unreleased sequel to Defiance.
Given the choice, whether to rule a corrupt and failing empire, or to challenge the fates for another throw against one's destiny, what was a king to do?
I've never played Legacy of Kain, so this kind of largely means nothing to me. Cool. Like they're doing a remaster of an existing game. So if you're a fan of that game, cool. Yeah, I don't know.
Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered launches next month and will be available to pre-order
there you go.
starting
No
today.
repeat. Wait, so hold on. When did they say it was coming out? March. So it's coming soon. But it's only PS4 and PS5 right now. I'm betting it's gonna be one of those situations where they will release it on PC within a year. That's normally what they do. Like and to be fair, I actually like the strategy from Sony where they say within a year or so of the game being released, we're going to release it to Steam so you can play it there as well. So if you don't have a PlayStation, wait a year or two, and it'll definitely be out on Steam, and you can get it there. Right. What did I miss in chat? What a lovely couple. I know, right? He's like 2 feet taller than her. Yeah. It's giving suburban dad vibes. Yes. Honestly, Raccoon City looking pretty good for being nuked. I didn't realize Raccoon City was nuked. That is interesting. Maybe they rebuilt. I don't know. I'd rather they relaunch Nosgoth, the game, instead. Fair enough. Love this game. Pumped. Only on PlayStation. Still makes owning a console worthwhile. Yes. And I think that is kind of the point. If you're a console maker, you need to have your hardware out there. And so you need to give people a reason to specifically go for your hardware. Beyond just, oh, we have a subscription service that gives you a bunch of games. No, you need to have exclusives and good ones. And you need to make sure that it is out and available and exclusive to your console for a certain amount of time. Now, it doesn't need to stay there. It doesn't need to stay exclusive. You need to keep it there for about a year, maybe 2. And then by that point, the people who have not bought into it yet because they don't want to get into the console, you're never going to sell them a console. So you then release it onto a platform where they will get into it, such as Steam. That would be the way. That would be the smart play to go. And Sony has actually made that adoption pretty well. Whereas Xbox, as much as I'm a big fan of Xbox, they keep screwing that up. I put so many hours of Legacy of Kain games. It's why I think PlayStation is better than Xbox. Why should I ever own an Xbox? There you go. And at this point, I can't argue with that. I literally can't.
Be available to pre-order starting today.
Anime game!
Brigandine Abyss is the latest installment in HappyNet's Brigandine series, which dates back to 1998 on the original PlayStation. This fantasy war strategy RPG tells the story of 6 heroes who rise against an empire invading with overwhelming power.
Okay, so Magus, good friend of the channel, Magus had sent me a video that kind of illustrated the history of X-Play and G4 and kind of how X-Play sort of like survived and how they thrived for a while and then how they, declined and diminished and then came back, declined again. And there was one of his critiques of X-Play was that they were very critical of Japanese games, in particular the JRPGs. And as somebody who's played a lot of JRPGs from that time, and particularly the guy in that video said he was too young at that time, he'd never really gotten into JRPGs at that time. There was a reason for that sort of, I wouldn't quite say hatred, but that's sort of like, we're going to give you crap for it, because there were a shit ton of just copy and paste RPG Maker style JRPGs that looked exactly like, going back to the combat here, looked exactly like this. It was just a very basic bitch top-down grid nonsense where the story was told, oh, a character would come up and then a character, and you'd just be reading lines and that's it. And the stories weren't really that well written. They were generally confusing and out of nowhere and just, okay. Particularly in like the late 90s, 2000s, you had a lot of that. Their quality was not that great. There was a reason why they were giving so much shit to the JRPGs that came out at that time. That's not to say that every JRPG was bad, but that there were a lot of bad ones because a lot of companies were doing that. I can't speak to this, but I look at this and immediately my brain goes back to those sort of like 2000s era JRPG games where it just looks like just something that was just sort of copy and pasted from the same engine that was regularly out there. And just there you go. Here's copy and paste. Here's some character models and there you go. And then here's some very quickly cobbled together storyline because random nonsense. So I'm hoping this is going to be good. I'm concerned.
Story of 6 heroes who rise against an empire invading with overwhelming power. Enjoy deep strategic gameplay with over 100 unit classes, including knights and new types of monsters. And countless hours of gameplay with storylines and side quests.
Countless hours of gameplay, probably half that time spending organizing your units or organizing your inventory or organizing bullshit that's just tedious to do.
Across 24 nations.
大陸の守護者たる私たちの兵をこうもたやすく
Brigandine Abyss launches this year, and you can wishlist it starting today.
It was also kind of a big thing back in the day where, you know, to be fair, and there was a legitimate reason for it, was because the consoles back in the day that I'm thinking of, like the PlayStation 1 era and the Sega Genesis and the SNES, the artwork looked infinitely better than the actual gameplay art because you didn't have that same fun. You know, your console couldn't actually produce the artwork that matched the stuff that was actually on the actual cover, right? Your game couldn't produce that level of graphics. Today you can. So when we have a situation where like I see this great anime art on the cover and then I look in the game and it's just like these what looks like very cheap models like this, I lose interest. I lose interest. Granted, they have these great looking anime cutscenes. Cool, but I don't know.
Brigandine Abyss launches this year, and you can wishlist it starting today.
Oh, yeah. Exclusive titles only, yeah. I'm the same way for PlayStation. What does Xbox have that I can get on my PC? Almost everything, you know. I'm too lazy to buy a PC and set it up. See, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not saying that there absolutely is place for consoles. There is place for consoles because consoles provide easy access to setting up such that you can just plug and play your games. And that's how it should be with consoles, right? And then PC is for people who, you know, they want a little bit better performance or they want a little better in terms of graphical output and things like that. And so you get a PC, right? Initially, all that comes to mind is Rare Replay, but no game is worth getting a console for. I think there are games worth getting a console for, but Rare Replay is not it. So, because they release everything on PC. Yeah, exactly. No, they do. They release everything on PC as well. There is no reason. And again, like I say, as an Xbox fanboy, their management of their console, their management of their gaming system sucks. So it is very sad. Very, very sad. Also, hey, Darth Phazon, I did not actually see you with the 3 stream streak. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, eventually, yeah, a few stragglers from burrow clutching companies, but yeah, PC eventually gets love, yeah. Pretty sure they do everything at launch nowadays. Yes, Xbox does. Xbox releases almost everything at launch now on Steam or on PC at the same time. If you don't have a PC, there's a reason PC are expensive right now. Yes. I like doing that. That's like 80% of anime style games. Yeah, I wouldn't quite say 80%. I feel like the percentage has come down quite a bit, where the anime games have gotten better, but like we've gotten back to this. You know, I see that and immediately my brain goes, we're going back to this era of like pump and dump in terms of like just get anime games out as fast as possible from the Japanese developers and then just port it over to the Americans. You know, great cutscenes, low effort in-game models. Yes, exactly. I'm speaking as somebody who has PC, and if there was a reason, I probably would have got a console. Yeah, but I just don't have a reason to. Yeah, Halo 3 was a great reason. I wish I had a time machine. Correct. I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. There were games. There absolutely were games to buy a console for, and unfortunately, I don't think, at least in terms of Xbox, I don't think there's anything to buy an Xbox for these days. And like I say, that hurts me as an Xbox fan. And I am very happy to see that Sony, because like I never bought into the whole console wars bullshit. It's nonsense. It's stupid. Like, enjoy your console, enjoy your exclusive. Who cares? You know, play the games and have fun. Hello, Magus. How are you doing, buddy? I'm checking out the state of play. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. We just saw this kind of, you know, JRPG slop game.
Now let's head over to Koei Tecmo Games in Yokohama for an update on the Dead or Alive series.
こんにちは。シリーズプロデューサーの林です。本日はデッドアライブシリーズが新たなアップデートとともに復活することを発表させていただきます。
How's your night going, Magus? I hope you're doing well. How was Dispatch?
無限転身の
Oh, look at those boob physics. Classic Dead or Alive. This is what the world needs right now. The world is healing.
ダウンロードコンテンツとして追加配信したキャラクターをセットにし、PlayStation 5用の最適化。Wait,
hold on. Stop it. So this is actually not, it looks like she's going to do a dick punch right there. That's lovely. So this is actually, is this just like sort of a next gen re-release of an existing game? I think so, right? Dead or Alive 6, that already came out a while ago. Doing well, should be done with dispatch tomorrow. Nice. This got some hate from that side of the internet. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And I don't care. She did not do a dick punch, and I think that would have been hilarious if she did. So you can position your characters exactly how you want them.
新キャラクターや新コスチュームの配信など継続的なアップデートを予定しています。発売日同日に基本無料版も展開予定ですので、シリーズを遊んだことない方もぜひご体験ください。
Oh, was that a Ninja Gaiden reference too? Nice. Okay. But yeah, it just looks like it's a. It just looks like it's basically a next gen upgrade or next gen re-release. Cool. Like if you're a fan of Dead or Alive 6, cool. I actually legitimately for a second thought it was a new game. I'm pretty sure Dead or Alive 6 came out a little while ago. Let me just double check here. Dead or Alive 6. The original, not last round. I knew it. The moment I searched it, I'm like, I'm sure it's just going to bring up the last round because that's all it's going to be. What was the original? 2019. Yeah, so this is a PlayStation 4 title. So it's just a next gen upgrade. It seems kind of weird that it took them 7 years to come out with the next gen upgrade rather than doing it like sooner. Whatever. So it is what it is. About another hour of disappointment to go. Oh, really?
Dead or Alive は1996年から展開している対戦アクションゲームシリーズです。数多くの作品を世に送り出して今年で30周年になります。
Oh, it's a 30th anniversary.
こういった発表できることを大変嬉しく思います。では最後にこちらの映像をご覧ください。
Is this just a cinematic trailer for Dead or Alive? I think so. Yeah. Just focus on the boobs. Yeah.
Dead or Alive シリーズ最新作も開発してました。
New one. Yes. Okay. Good. Good. New Dead or Alive. That okay. I'm okay with that. This looks like a Control sequel. That looks cool. But this does look like a sequel to Control. Yeah, it is. Control Resonant. Okay. Control looked actually pretty cool. Yes, because that's what DOA is known for. 100% sure. I'm not going to disagree with that.
But research thinks we might have a Resonant on our hands.
But it always makes me laugh just whenever, because the Japanese don't care at all. They, you know, so I do enjoy that they just don't care. They're just like, yeah, we like boobs. There you go.
No one should have survived that.
Then I'll hurry. Hello, everyone. I'm Mikael Kasurinen, and I'm the creative director of Control Resonant.
This is what I'm talking about. If you're going to have a developer talk about your game, don't show them. Just show me the gameplay footage and have him talk over it. That's all you need to do. It's simple. It's straightforward, and I get to see the actual
game-changing sequel to
content
Control.
from the game.
What you are seeing here is an early mission captured from our in-development build. We play as Dylan Faden, our supernaturally gifted hero, in a version of Manhattan like you haven't seen before.
Well, that was interesting.
We recently acquired Shift, an ability that empowers Dylan to seamlessly move through gravity anomalies and adapt to the world around him.
That's cool. Oh, this is like Inception. It reminds me of Inception, the fact that he just shifted from one gravitational orientation to another, right? Because you got half the buildings that are sort of like on their side, right? It's actually kind of cool. And it reminds me of Inception. So that's actually very, very interesting. Magus, were you the one who played Control? Or am I thinking of somebody else that I know who streams who played Control? I watched somebody play through Control, and it looked really fun. I never got it myself, but like it looked really interesting. And I know my coworker, she loved that game.
Here we are showcasing a set of different forms of Dylan's main
Yeah, I played Control a while back. Yes, okay. Because I remember watching you play it, and it was pretty fun.
There are a lot of different ones you can discover to suit your playstyle. While in combat, we encourage you to play aggressively, balancing between melee attacks and abilities.
That's really interesting.
Any updates for me?
Kind of. You'll know it when you hear it. Just try to stay alive out there, okay?
This kind of looks like they've made this a lot more open world. Like I think the first game, it all took place within a facility, right? And it was kind of Metroidvania-y, which, you know, they cut off certain rooms until you got certain unlocks in terms of abilities or certain unlocks in terms of like keys and things like that. Whereas this looks like they've sort of expanded out to be more like a Spider-Man-esque style open world. Because like I see the guy get up and jump and then do like a couple of dashes before like latching onto a building and pulling. Like it looks like very, very much like Spider-Man mechanics in terms of traversal, which is not a bad thing. I've always liked the Spider-Man web slinging style mechanics. Combat looks pretty cool in this. Combat looks better in this than in the original game.
What the hell is that thing?
Oh, wow. Now, granted, they might make it such that, like, it's just one of those things where you just have to dodge attacks until you get to a certain point, and then you can do stuff. That's cool. That's very interesting.
I think I hear something. I know where the Resonant is, Zoe. I'll call you back.
Resonants are the dominant threat in what's our most ambitious game to date. And we can't wait to share it with you later in 2026.
It is 2026. Okay. Did they have major boss fights like this in the first Control game? That looked like a pretty major boss fight. It looks like it is coming in 2026. That's cool.
Long.
Now, whether or not they'll actually keep to that time frame, that's another story. Yeah, I played Control a while back. Cool game. Inception is based off of Paprika. What? The spikes? I don't know. I've seen some. I've seen some plenty strange versions of Manhattan. Fair enough. Which is an anime. I see. All these games so far have been like this year release. Yes. Yeah, they had boss battles. Okay, interesting.
Ago, you were made for this night, to save the age of man. Half human, half angel.
Warhammer?
They call you sin. I call you salvation.
I'm getting Doom vibes from this in terms of like music. That's kind of cool. Yeah, but this looks like Doom kind of. At first I'm like, oh, this is Warhammer, and then the music combined with sort of like some of the aesthetics, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Doom. But it also kind of looks like it's a Souls game. That's cool. Okay. That's cool. Crimson Moon. That looks actually pretty interesting. Yeah, 40K. So I'm glad I wasn't the only one who saw that. I'm betting this is Crimson Desert, possibly. 40K vibes, yes. Dante's Inferno is what I get. Okay. But it looks like a Souls type, essentially, but with a more dedicated multiplayer, almost like Night Rain was. I think so. I don't know. I've only really, like I said, I've only played Demon Souls and Dark Souls, and like they had multiplayer, but it wasn't like specifically meant to be co-op, if that makes sense. Okay, I originally thought Crimson Desert, but this is not Crimson Desert. This looks almost like a Monster Hunter game. Wait. Game Freak is actually making something that's not Pokemon? Holy crap baskets. Oh, that's interesting. She's in a walker? Okay. That's cool. It evolved. Oh my gosh, they are literally... Stop doing that. It's my own stupid fault for doing that. This looks like it... Oh, man. They have these fantastical creatures that evolve. This is literally another Pokemon game, but done in a sort of open world, maybe not Souls-like, but an open world adventure game. More like a God of War or a Assassin's Creed style, which for them could be really interesting. This looks really interesting. This is what I'm talking about in terms of like Game Freak needs to change things up. And so I don't know if they've done anything else besides Pokemon, but them doing this and creating this looks like it could be very much a let's take Pokemon and flip it on its head. And to be honest, if that is the case, we do have to kind of thank Pal World for that. Beast of Reincarnation. Oh, is that what this is? Okay. Oh, there's the chapter. Beast of Reincarnation. But yeah, I agree. I think this actually looks really cool. Shows you how much Nintendo is holding them back. Yes. 100% yes. And the graphics look amazing. The animations look amazing. And it looks like potential Souls-like as well. Like difficult boss fights. And to be fair, it could just be more of like a Nier Automata style JRPG. What the? Beast of Reincarnation. August 2026. I could get behind that. I could 100% get behind that.
Thanks to Fictions and Game Freak for that
PS5.
new look at characters and combat in Beast of Reincarnation. It's coming to PS5 this summer.
It's not entirely Game Freak's fault. I recently found out that the Pokemon company spent more money on the Super Bowl ad than they did on the budget for Pokemon Legends. No, and here's the thing. I don't disagree with that. I 100% agree that it's not Game Freak's fault. It is largely Nintendo, because again, like the Pokemon games are so easy for them to just pump out, like just randomly create some new designs, don't really do much to change the game, and keep the budget super low such that you can only really afford to have maybe a dozen programmers tops, and a dozen artists tops. Like keep the company super small, which there's nothing inherently wrong with that, right? There's nothing inherently wrong with keeping your teams small. Nothing wrong with that, because you can prevent a whole lot of bloat, a whole lot of company bloat that actually can ruin a game company. But at the same time, when you keep them on such a tight budget and particularly constantly say, we only want you to do X, we only want you to do Y, and you need to do that over and over and over and over and over again. And if you don't do it enough where it's super duper close to the original, you know, now, and that's not to say that you should be completely reconfiguring your game with every single release. No, you want to have it such that it represents the core gameplay, but have improvements within it such that the games get better over time. And I'm sorry, as somebody who used to play Pokemon for the first 3 generations and then saw it's the same thing every time. And when they did make changes, it seemed like they weren't particularly significant changes, right? Whereas I look at that and I'm like, that is a significant change, but it's not trying to be Pokemon, but it seems to be taking inspiration from it, which is what it should be doing. And I think they're doing a phenomenal, like that looks super cool. Oh my gosh. This is like the first game since it's like 92 that's not on Nintendo. Oh, this is like their first game since 92 that's not on Nintendo. I see what you're saying. It's like their first non-Nintendo title. Yes. And they can do a good Pokemon game on Switch level hardware. I stand by Sword and Shield being... Oh, no, I absolutely believe that. I 100% believe that it can be done. It's just that they didn't do it, you know, is the issue. Funny you mentioned X and Y. That was the game Gen 6 games were called. Yeah. ZA had a budget of 13 million. Scarlet had 22 million. Oh wow. What was the budget for the Super Bowl ad? Scarlet and Violet had 3 years of development time. Yeah. It doesn't look it. Sorry.
Our next title debuted 3 decades ago alongside the original PlayStation, and it introduced the world to an iconic character. Today, Ubisoft and Digital Eclipse celebrate that legacy with Rayman 30th Anniversary Edition. This digital museum features...
Weren't some people kind of like irritated by something about this? Like, wasn't there something that people were kind of upset by with this? I remember hearing some sort of grumbling on the interwebs about it, but like beyond just them just doing essentially a re-release of stuff that they originally had, like
there's 5 playable versions of the original game, including the 1995 PlayStation release, enhanced with new accessibility options. Discover the secrets behind Rayman's development through a long-lost playable prototype, restored for the first time. Plus, an interactive documentary packed with unseen design documents and never-before-heard insights from the original creators.
That's cool.
Et à un moment, c'est Sony qui arrive en disant, bah voilà notre console, on va révolutionner le jeu vidéo.
Rayman 30th Anniversary Edition comes to PS5 digitally starting tomorrow, while physical editions will be available June 26th.
I wonder how many of these... So, they say release on PlayStation 5, but I don't think that's an exclusive. Because that's Rayman is Ubisoft, right? Ubisoft is owns the Rayman franchise, so I would not be surprised if it's on PC, if it's everywhere essentially. The 5th generation Pokemon was my last. Yeah, the 3rd generation was my last. I believe the ad was at least 14 million for the time slot alone, really, and then 8 million for the Super Bowl ad for 30 seconds. Wow. Yeah.
Mina the Hollower is an action-adventure title from the creators of Shovel Knight.
That's cool. Oh, nice. From the creators.
Take control
nice.
of Mina as she charges into a bizarre mission to save a cursed island.
Looks like a Zelda clone.
Oblivion, burrow under hazards,
which is not a bad thing. Zelda clones are great.
Secrets in a pixel-perfect love letter to handheld gaming. Mina the Hollower's
cool.
release date is on the horizon.
I like that. That looks really good.
Will be exclusively available on PlayStation 5 tomorrow. Set years before the events of the original game, this prologue tells the story of how Alba and the wolf cub Neva first met. Alba must earn the young wolf's trust and guide her through the blighted wilderness. Together,
I didn't play the first game of this,
and endure perilous
but it looks kind of cool.
while confronting a monstrous force
Oh my goodness.
that threatens to tear them apart.
That looks like something out of a Studio
Players can
Ghibli
look
film.
forward to using new gameplay mechanics in all new locations.
That looks like
Prologue.
that's essentially like No Face from Spirited Away. That creature. That's No Face. I'm actually surprised that there isn't potential copyright issue, because that looks exactly like No Face. Particularly with the fact like he can pull out like all these different extra arms and he can open his mouth wide. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Well, they didn't change a whole lot since Gen 3. They did finally split the physical and special moves up instead of just categorizing them by type. Gen 6 saw them add the fairy type. Again, adding types really isn't that big of a thing in my opinion. Just adding a type is not that huge in terms of gameplay mechanics. Yeah, it changes up the whole like rock paper scissors sort of gameplay style in terms of like, oh yeah, well fairy types can be weak to this and rock types can be weak to that now, and you got to deal with what's weak and strong versus fairy type. But like at the same time, it's like it still doesn't really change up the core gameplay or improve things, in my opinion. It's well start the trend of battle gimmicks. Yeah. People knocking at my door. Uno momento, por favor. I'll be right back.
Reach the wizard. Reach the wizard.
Okay, I'm back. I was wrong. Nobody was knocking at my door. Okay. Adding a type is huge and competitive. You know what? I was speaking to a coworker of mine who's a Pokemon fanboy as well, and he said something similar to me as well, and I just rolled my eyes because, like, I'm sorry. Yes, it changes the meta in competitive. In terms of somebody who's just playing the game to enjoy the game for the franchise in and of itself, that does not actually do enough to actually keep... Like, it's only going to affect a very small niche portion of the player base. You know? It's not going to... It's not a major improvement on the core... gameplay loop of the franchise is the issue. Like, adding a type does not improve that core gameplay loop. It's still the gameplay loop. You need to grind your Pokemon until they actually get up to a certain level where they can then finally go take on the boss. Yes, you now have to deal with, oh, there's a new fairy type. Great. What's it weak to? What's it strong to? That's all I need to know. It's still the same. It's still the same loop. Not for you. Again, you're saying that it's not for you. It's just not. It's the same gameplay loop. You're just adding a new category into the gameplay loop, but it's still the exact same gameplay loop. That's all it is. That's all I'm saying. Like, the only people who are going to really notice that are going to be the people who, like you say, it's huge in the competitive scene. I don't know how big that legitimately is in terms of people who play the games. So. Anyway.
Launches February 19th.
But this looks pretty cool, this Neva game.
Up next, a tactical stealth action title from Shueisha Games and Acquire, a team with ninja credentials dating back to the Tenchu series.
Okay. Not what I was expecting, actually. It's kind of interesting. Isometric co-op stealth game. Is this like, gosh, what was that game? Also, why is this feels a little bit loud? Gosh, what was that game? Shadow Tactics? Where it was like an isometric game like this, except it wasn't real time, it was a turn-based game. What it reminds me of. It looks interesting. Why does that moon look so good? I know, right? I just spammed Hyper Beam. Yeah, right. So, hold on. Go back. Also, interesting looking dragon lady. This Yako Shinobi Arts. It looks very interesting, but it reminds me of this other game that I played, and didn't play. I have it in my thing. I just haven't had the chance to actually try it out yet. Yeah, it was Shadow Tactics, Blade of the Shogun. That's what it reminds me of, except I believe Shadow Tactics Blade of the Shogun it's not real time. It is a maybe it is real time. Okay, yeah, this reminds me of Shadow Tactics. I wonder if it's the same. It's Mimi Games which did this, 2016. Also, that running animation was a little borked. They were sliding. They were moving their arms and legs, but they were sliding. There wasn't any real weight to it. Okay, so different studio. Okay, interesting. It looks cool, but it looks also like it would be like a niche game, like isometric stealth game. Stealth games in and of themselves are kind of niche, so. This is on PC. It's going to be on my watch list, sure. Now it's too quiet. These games always make me think of XCOM. Yes. Oh, is this Avatar? But she doesn't look like one of the Na'vi.
This world was never yours to keep. How dare you stand in the way of purity, little.
Okay, this is definitely not the Na'vi. What the? Crafton? Yeah, they have no. Whoa, we got a chicken man. Cool. Very cool. Oh, I'm getting Dynasty Warriors vibes. Just with the minions that you're now just just plowing through like they're nothing. This looks cool. Yeah, I'll turn the volume up. Sorry. Try that. It sounded a little loud in my ear, since I was worried that it might have been too much, you know. The art style looks very cool. But gameplay kind of reminds me a bit of Dynasty Warriors. Project Windless. Now, whenever they call anything Project whatever, that means it's the name will change, number one. Number two, my concern is that I've seen too many projects that never get released. So that's foul play. I like that. I like that. Honestly, I think Gen 10 will attempt at least a minor change to gameplay loop, especially since it's rumored to have a Breath of the Wild style approach to the story, which worries me knowing how that game turned out. Yes. As somebody who liked Breath of the Wild, it fell into the whole open world problems of, yeah, there were issues. It's too easy to just run around and essentially not get anything done. You know what I mean? I'm also definitely can't hear shit. I'm sorry. Yeah, looks wild. Not on stream yet. Yeah, okay. Not on Steam yet, yes.
Our newest racer.
Lucasfilms? Hold on. I thought. Oh wait. It said Lucasfilms games. Wasn't there a Lucas Games that they shut down years ago, and so now they're just creating a new Lucas Games, except it's Lucasfilms game? What?
Our newest racer has arrived. Welcome to
is this the pod racing game?
Since you're here, why not take part in a friendly exhibition race?
It is. It's a pod racing game. Now, I will say, to be fair, I played the hell out of Star Wars Pod Racers back in the day. That game was actually super fun. I will say that. Yeah, LucasArts. Yeah. Pod Racer remake. Is it a? I don't think it's a remake. I think it's just like it's a new pod racing game. Period. It's not even a remake. But from what I've heard from the leaks, a lot of what I was worried about before was cut, and they're adding something that hasn't fully been in the game since Gen. Really? Okay. Yeah, they decided to third-party the games, then EA shit the bed. Yes, EA absolutely did shit the bed, unfortunately. Like, the games that they produced that were legitimately good was Jedi Fallen Order and Battlefront 2. But Battlefront 2, they screwed up. They screwed up Battlefront 2 in terms of the multiplayer very badly. The single-player campaign was great, but the loot boxes and how they handled that was just a shit show, and it marred the game for the rest of their time. And I don't know what else they did. They did that. They did Battlefront 1, Battlefront 2, and then they did Jedi Survivor, or Fallen Order, and then Jedi Survivor, which Survivor had its own problems. And then Ubisoft, they did their jank-ass game. And now Lucasfilm Games seems to be the new development cycle for LucasArts. So that's interesting. Yeah, so I miss Pandemic. Was the studio, right? There was a studio, right, called Pandemic. They're keeping the 3D open world stuff, and Pokemon Wind and Waves. That's what the beta names are apparently, is going to have underwater exploration. Oh, interesting. Be kind of cool. Yeah, they also did a 1/3 of what the expected min over the 10 years of the deal. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And a smuggler game. Did they do a smuggler game? Let's stop talking Pokemon. Good point. To be honest, this looks like it could be a lot of fun. Like, it was just a basic, fun racer game. That could be a lot of fun. You know, arcade-style pod racing game would be fun. Absolutely. If done right. They could also do it horribly wrong, too.
Impeding! Impeding! If they weren't holding me back right now, I'd have you frozen in carbonite!
Oh, they're having a story, too. Okay. Interesting. Star Wars Galactic Racers. Classics, yeah. Wishlist today. That actually, I gotta say, that actually does look pretty good.
Bond is immature.
An actual Bond game.
He's a bad influence on the other recruits who inexplicably fall victim to his charm.
Look, I know where this is going.
Okay. we don't need the. It looks good. I think the model actually looks fine. I think it's hard for me to say what exactly is just rubbing me the wrong way, but I don't like the fact that they're doing early training Bond. I don't care about Bond prequel. Put him as a spy. Put him as a spy as Bond in a spy film. Why are we doing this where let's give him his origin? I don't give a fuck about his training. Put him as a spy in the field. Crying out loud. Thank you for catching that, bot. I appreciate it. I'm going to add you to the block list. So yes, block the user. Thank you. This is why I have link protection on, because of that nonsense. Okay. Yeah. I haven't streamed it all this week. I just needed to get it off. No, you're perfectly fine. You're perfectly fine. I'll be very curious to see if Pokemon Days a week Friday, so I'll be curious to see it. But right now, I'm on the fence. Yeah. Yes, they made the original Battlefront and other Star Wars games. Yes. I do want to play this Bond game. I don't know what to think about it. Looks more like Brosnan than Craig. Yes. I'm actually fine if we move away from the Craig model. He was a little too, like, he was really good in Casino Royale, Skyfall. Really, those were it. Like, Quantum of Solace was kind of meh. Spectre was definitely meh. And the one where he dies at the end, again, it was better than Spectre, sorry, but it had its problems. I'm fine with them moving away from the more gritty, make it a little bit more like the proper spy film with the gadgets and the intrigue and the whatnot, and a little bit less of the we're gonna have gritty fight scenes and all that stuff. I don't really have anything else to talk about. I don't have any other games ahead of release since I've gotten less interested as time goes. Oh yeah, totally, I get it. Movies are good, but I do miss the fun. Exactly. So like for me, like the best Bond was probably Pierce Brosnan, and then it was like a tie between Pierce Brosnan and Sean Connery, because there was enough seriousness there, but there was also enough like suave and debonair, and so like there is just a little bit. There's a little bit of that hint of the jokes, right? Roger Moore got a little too campy, and I think by the end of his time as Bond, he was a little too old to do any of the action scenes. So like there were some very clearly bad action stuff. So yeah, they're always my least favorite of the Bond movies to watch. But then Timothy Dalton was decent, but Pierce Brosnan brought it back. And then, to be fair, his later movies were a little meh, but yeah.
Do you mind telling me why I'm here?
I would like you to join His Majesty's Secret Service.
Now I think
I know all about your exploits in Iceland.
Because this is the same studio that does the Hitman series, right? So this actually could be a really good combination here.
I strongly believe that there is a need for such heart and intuition in modern spycraft. That's the very reason I'm bringing back the Double O's.
Need I state the obvious? He is not ready.
James?
I don't want to see this whole, he's in training, he's not ready. I don't care. Put him in the field. I don't need to see an origin story. Just put him in the field.
The service is over.
And here's the other thing. Like, the original Bond was meant to be a World War II vet that turned into a spy, because it was the same, because that's sort of the guy who wrote the original books was that. Like, he was kind of based on a mix of his life and a mix of like another agent who was like on the field. So the guy who wrote the Bond series, it was a mix of those of the two, the person that he knew and himself, and the missions that they had went on and sort of like helped develop the spycraft world during World War II. And that's where you get the original creation of Bond. Now, they could do the exact same thing, and should do the exact same thing, where Bond is a vet of some kind, but instead of being a vet of World War II, obviously put it in a modern era. So like he's a vet, say, of like Afghanistan or Iraq or something like that, right? I don't care about like him going through a training sequence. I'd much rather have him be, yeah, he's out on the field. Maybe he is fresh, but like he's been out of the field or in the field for a year or two or something like that, rather than have, oh, he's not ready, he's going through training. I don't care.
You're a rare.
I don't care.
I should be interested to see what you do next.
009 will employ every manner of subterfuge to avoid capture.
Try not to draw attention to yourself.
Me? I do like the fact that they're using the Bond music.
You seem the kind of guy who knows what he likes.
So you won't do anything stupid?
Of course not. I'm not an idiot.
Agents are very...
It is also interesting that they gave him a scar. And the original concept of Bond from the books was he actually was a guy with a bit more of a rugged face. It wasn't necessarily a pretty boy, like suave face. It was more akin to like what Sean Connery kind of looked like in the original Bond movies. Like he's not a bad looking guy, but he's clearly a little bit more rugged, clearly a little bit more weather worn. And in giving him the scar is kind of an interesting choice. I don't hate that.
Short life expectancy.
And the gameplay looks good.
And if you do get caught, we will deny ever having heard of you. How does that sound?
When do I start?
Why does he... Yeah, Ian Fleming. Yes, exactly. I hate when the actors have the real face in game. Yes, thank you. I'm glad. Is this the case? Is this what this... Is that based off of a real dude, rather than designing the face properly? Ian Fleming, yes. Not always, but generally. Yeah, Saruman, the actor, is based partly on him. Yes. Count Dooku. I do like it. So meh. Looks like only chapter 1 is going to be that because he's hunting another... Okay. Okay, interesting. Christopher Lee, yeah, the only guy who's ever touched just about every modern franchise that fell by the wayside, plus new people behind them personally, yes. Not the African guy. Oh, he's what do you mean? Not the African guy. You mean the... Yeah, you mean as the black guy who said he's not ready? Yeah, yeah. I don't know. You said Saruman and Count Dooku. That's Christopher. No. Yeah, that is Christopher Lee. But yeah, people have talked about potentially Christopher Lee being one of the inspirations for Bond, but like I don't think that's the case. There was actually a legitimate spy who never never got any into like movies or anything like that. He was just in fact, I don't even think he was necessarily a spy, but he was a dude who did spy type missions, right? He was like a sergeant or a colonel or some sort of relatively high ranking character. Oh, actually, what was that movie with hold on. What was that movie with what's his bucket? The Witcher. Henry Cavill. Cavill World War II movie. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. So Henry Cavill's character from that movie is a real person. And that real person is the guy who was on the ground in World War II who Ian Fleming based part of Bond on. Was that character. Was that individual who was in World War II. So that was part of where Ian Fleming got his inspiration from for Bond. Yeah, not Man from U.N.C.L.E., although that was also a really good movie. I liked Man from U.N.C.L.E. a lot. But yes, Christopher Lee, I believe, was friends with Ian Fleming, yes. And he was in the war. And they say there is a story of Peter Jackson talking about when Saruman, when they were trying to film the scene where Saruman gets stabbed in the back. And Peter Jackson told him, "Oh, this is what I want you to do with it." And then Christopher Lee says, "Do you mind if I try something different with it? Because I knew, like," he explains it as, "I've seen this happen, or I've watched people, die like this during the war." And so he then does what he saw happen to people in the war. And then Peter Jackson's like, "Yes." Peter Jackson, sorry, I'm mumbling. Peter Jackson's like, "Yes, do it. 100%. Go for it." Which is also based on the same stuff, yes. That's why Ian Fleming is in the movie. Wait, which movie? Ian Fleming's in the which movie? This was such a poorly structured tangent that I barely remember what we were talking about originally. Yes, I'm sorry. That's my problem, is that I go on tangents, and I'm sorry.
I manage the game content team.
But we're just talking about Bond in general.
We evaluate games coming from publishers all over the world.
And I was talking about how I liked the idea that Bond has a scar and that he's not necessarily the pretty boy that like later Bonds were portrayed to be.
Those of us in the third-party portfolio team travel the world and meet with our partners. And it's even more exciting for me when those partners have been foundational to my own love of video games.
League of Ungentlemanly Warfare, yes.
Those partners. I think a lot of people remember Konami for being with PlayStation in the very beginning, taking some amazing franchises that everyone already knew and loved, and injecting them with new technology and new ways of designing video games that we haven't thought of before.
A big reason why Konami is as big as they are in terms of the video game space is because of Kojima. I don't think that without Kojima, or I don't think that if they didn't have, let me put it that way, if Kojima wasn't there, they wouldn't be as big as they are in video games. Now, I don't think Konami cares about video games because where they get most of their money from is not video games. They get most of their money from the arcade betting games like poker and slots and things like that. They do a lot of video slot games for casinos and things like that. And that's where I believe they get the vast majority of their money, not video games. And so I think that's the reason why they didn't care about letting Kojima go. It's no big deal. It's all in one ear and not the other for me at this point. I'm sorry. After 2 minutes, I just start mentally checking out on the conversation. And that's fine. That's fine, Peso.
We were really impressed when Konami approached us with their list of announcements for today's State of Play. So to mark the occasion, we wanted to try something a little different.
Welcome to my brain. Let me just put it that way.
Today from Konami Creative Front Tokyo Bay. Not only to share some really exciting reveals for upcoming games, but also spotlight some of the key talent behind them. We're really excited about the diverse lineup they've brought today, and we hope you will be too. Enjoy.
Metal Gear Solid. The Master Collection 2. That's right, it brings Peace Walker and 4.
There's one more thing I must do. One last punishment I must endure.
Outer Heaven. He's taken command of this immense army and is now preparing to unleash an insurrection.
Liquid's goal is to seize control of SOP, the Sons of the Patriot system that controls the soldiers.
Will you do this for me? Will you terminate Liquid?
How long is my body gonna hold out?
When all of this is over, you'll have no choice but to accept death.
This is my final mission.
So began the war between Zero and Big Boss.
Do you understand, Snake? Any means necessary. Just stop Liquid's insurrection. Liquid! Guns of the Patriots!
Because
And then Peace Walker.
where my loyalty belonged. Nukes. They're bringing nukes into Costa Rica.
We are not allowed to bear arms.
Please, you must drive them out of our defenseless country.
Which I believe this is like...
As our deterrent.
5 is like the direct sequel to Peace Walker, if I remember correctly.
Yes. It simply said Jack. Over and over.
Boss. Is that you?
Answer me! Boss!
The second of the question. What? Is there gonna be more? Like 5's already on PC, so... It is rather interesting that they talk about their games and how, you know, Konami was so whatever. Oh, Ghost Babel. Metal Gear Ghost Babel. Interesting. but then like it's just a remaster and essentially a release onto PC. That's their first, which I'm not against. I'm for. I'm very much for because it's yeah.
制作プロデューサーの岡村典明です。メタルギアファンの皆様、大変お待たせいたしました。プレイステーション3向けのみで発売されていたメタルギアソリッド4ガンズ・オブ・ザ・パトリオットがプレイステーション5でついに遊べるようになります。加えてプレイステーションポータブル、プレイステーション3向けに発売されたメタルギアソリッドピースウォーカーを含むメタルギアコレクションシリーズの第2弾となっております。メタルギアサーガのラストを飾る伝説の作品を最新ハードでぜひ体感してください。そして、現在発売中のメタルギアソリッドマスターコレクションボリューム1
they're gonna release something for the first collection?
最後のアップデートを実施いたします。
The final updates.
初代プレイステーション向けに発売されたメタルギアソリッドには高解像度設定を追加し、ご覧のように映像が美しく文字も
Didn't have this already?
またメタルギアソリッド3、スネークイーターについてもさらなる高解像度化を実現しております。本日よりアップデート配信開始となりますので、この機会にぜひメタルギアソリッドマスターコレクションボリューム1も体験してみてください。さらに、今回の発表を記念いたしまして、メタルギアシリーズの始まりの物語メタルギアソリッドデルタスネークイーターも特別なセールを実施しています。 50% オフという大変お求めやすい価格で購入できますので、この機会にぜひ楽しんでください。これからもメタルギアシリーズの展開にご期待ください。そして最後にこちらの映像をご覧ください。
So I'm glad that they are actually finally bringing Metal Gear Solid 4 out for PC and Peace Walker. So I think it's good. Christopher Lee asked Jackson if he knew the sound. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Never liked the Metal Gear games. They had some cool stuff, but the stories were always wild. Yeah. Kojima always had weird stories. My Metal Gear knowledge goes as far as the trophies in Smash Bros. Brawl, and that's it. Sure. I know the memes. There you go. I know the torture sequence from Metal Gear Solid 2 where Ocelot shocks the hell out of Snake. Yes, I am aware of that one too. Like, most of the stuff that I know from it is largely from Hot Dog Raw Dog, who streams a lot of Metal Gear Solid. And, like, that's it. What? I'm like, oh, there's Snake, but then a tentacle comes out. That's interesting, actually. Okay. So a little stealth action platformer along the same lines as, say, like a Limbo or a Inside, or gosh, it was like Little Creatures, I think was another one. Darwin's Paradox. Okay. It's interesting. Castlevania. Castlevania is Konami. I will give them this. I don't think Kojima had much to do with Castlevania. So I will say that. They at least, even if Kojima was never with them, they would still have Castlevania.
Of God, the King of France.
Ooh. A new side-scrolling Castlevania game. I'm for that. Looks good. Looks pretty cool.
So now, we appeal to you. Trevor Belmont.
Okay.
Last of House Belmont.
Belmont's Curse. Okay, looks like it takes place in France. Looks pretty cool.
ご覧いただきありがとうございます。キャッスルバニアベルモンドカースプロデューサーの谷口つ
Konami has some good games. Frogger, Silent Hill,
キャッスルバ
Contra,
ニアシリーズ
DDR.
40周年記念第1弾
I
とな
forgot
る
they
キャ
did
ッスルバニ
DDR.
アベルモンドカースのアナウンス映像です。これまで
I believe Silent Hill is also a Kojima title, though, if I remember correctly. It's like Kojima and or Kojima did Silent Hill and Metal Gear.
我々のチームは多くの方にキャッスル
I
バ
don't know
ニ
if
ア
he
に
did
触れて
Contra
い
or
た
not.
だきたいという思いで
Honestly, all of them were meh.
最新ハードでプレイしていただけるよう
What,
に
all of
いくつかの
Konami's
コレクショ
games?
ンタイトルを配信してき
Or
ま
all
し
the
た
Metal Gear
ま
games?
た多くの素晴らしいパートナーとコラボレーションにも取り組んでまいりま
Or are you
した
talking about
そして
Castlevania?
やっと本日新しいゲームについて皆様に報告できるところまで来ましたそのことがすごく嬉しいです今回のタイトルではイビルエンパイアモーションツインという才能と情熱にあふれるシリーズへの愛を持ったスタジオとともにプロジェクトに取り組んでいます
So two different studios are working together on
これまでのシリーズらし
this.
さを大切にしながらも新しいアイデアと現代的なゲームプレイを取り入れることでキャラクターのアクションはよりダイナミックで爽快に仕上がっていますシリーズファンの方はもちろんぜひ遊んでくださいと思っておりますがまだキャッスルバニアに触れたことがないという方にもぜひ楽しんでほしいです発売は2026年を予定しておりますので続報を楽しみにお待ちください
Looks good. I like it. Yeah, Konami, yeah. He did not do the OG Silent Hill. Did he not? I thought he did. Interesting.
Listen to me. You can't stay in this room forever. I can't stay in this room forever. I know this is going to be hard. But you have to come back to me. Come back to me, Simon.
This is Konami. This is creepy as hell. Is this another Silent Hill game? Speaking of which, he was supposed to do one in 2014, but that got canceled. Oh, that's right. It's called Silent Hills, yeah.
I woke up in the water again. But this time it's different.
This looks like Silent Hill.
I keep trying to fix what happened. But no matter what I do,
You can't fix it.
Right, got canceled because of the falling out. Oh, yeah. Well, he got fired. He got outright fired.
Doesn't let us change things. You did what you did.
Yep, there it is. Silent Hill. Townfall. Okay. So new Silent Hill game. Now, I think I said this before with Resident Evil. I'm not a horror game franchise. But it's very creepy from what I can see. And so I'm hoping people are going to be excited about it, the people who like Silent Hill. It just doesn't appeal to me. It is what it is. But it looks like it's something that, if people are into Silent Hill or people into horror games in general, they will probably like this. They made Stray? Ah, nice, yeah. Yeah, Annapurna is they're just I don't think they're devs, right? I thought they were just a publisher. And so I think Annapurna is working with Konami to publish this new Silent Hill game. Because they mentioned another studio as well beyond just that. I started playing another game called Neon White by Annapurna. It's pretty fun. But yeah, they made Stray as well. Yeah, I remember playing the demo and looked like it was going to be so good. Yeah.
A world shrouded by lightfall. Shining drops of light that bring death.
Publisher and dev, yes. Anime game. The graphics look good, so yeah. What is this? It looks pretty cool. The only thing that I'm thinking of right now is like Code Vein, like a sequel to Code Vein.
Those were Her Majesty's words.
I'm going to defeat you here and stop the lightfall.
Okay, that does not look like Code Vein. Rev Noir. Okay. It looks pretty cool, but it does look like it's another open world game. When Hope Sparks Catastrophe. That looks cool. I gotta say, that looks pretty cool. Pretty simple models to make sure. By the way, I don't have a hatred for anime games. It's just, I do find that a lot of anime games, they tend to be like mass produced sometimes, and there's a lot of crap on anime games out there. Screen Burn released a game in 2019 that hasn't done much. But they are a Scottish studio. Interesting. This is what I meant by low effort anime games. It's pretty simple models to make. Fair enough. It is pretty simple models to make, but it looks better than some of the other stuff that other anime game that we saw earlier.
は完全新作の JRPG です。私自身を含め JRPG を愛し続けてきたメンバーが情熱を持って開発したタイトルとなります。仲間との出会い、成長、そして JRPG には大事な心揺さぶられるような展開、こちらを大事にしてナラティブというものを表現しようと、突き進めております。新しい冒険が始まるというワクワク感、ぜひ楽しんでいただけると思います。今日、お届けした映像は本当に一部の一部で、レブノワール続報がこれからもどんどん出ていくと思いますので、ぜひ、楽しみにお待ちいただければと思います。
I think that looks cool. I think Rev Noir looks actually very good. At least way better than that other one that we saw earlier. All right. I can push my sleep time to finish this. I'm probably not going to finish this tonight. It's already midnight for me. I might do one, maybe two more trailers, and then I might have to just have to call it.
A man with your skill set must be able to move unconstrained, unrestricted.
Oh, is this the John Wick game? Yeah, it's the John Wick game.
He must be versatile, capable, adaptable.
Also, with this being just a cinematic trailer, it's cool to announce a new game, but the problem is that if you don't see gameplay, you don't know how fluid it's really going to look. It does look pretty, 100% agreed. It does look pretty, but yeah. But it's a cinematic, so cinematics are easier to show. Cinematics are easier to make look cool, you know.
Stable, constant. I believe you are ready, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there's some gameplay. Okay. You can always tell the difference between gameplay versus cinematic. That was the thing when I watched John Wick, John Wick 4 with my folks. We were constantly just laughing. It's just like, we're just waiting. We know he's just going to say yeah and just move on. And that's, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, no idea how you do half this in the game. Yeah.
Cascadia. This is Joy, your community outreach liaison. It's a lovely
Oh,
day
here's
outside.
Marathon.
It's quiet. Very quiet.
Sounds like Shadowheart.
Rainfall is expected to begin in the early afternoon and last until a long time.
Yeah, it is Shadowheart.
For those who did not wake, your restless dreams endure. So small among the stars. Breathe softly. Do not worry. Peace is upon you. And I am here to walk with you into its embrace.
Of course, like Bungie may have screwed over their whole goodwill with how they were handling the whole issue of like them legitimately just taking other people's art and taking other people's stuff that they've created and just shoving it into their game willy-nilly. Now, granted, that could have just been for their development stuff, which does happen. It does happen, but at the same time, you should address it. You should say, yeah, we're just using it for development. We have our own artwork that we are going to be putting it into the game, blah, blah, blah. But from the way that they kept handling it over and over again of just, we're going to either ignore it or we're going to pretend like we did nothing wrong. Or we're going to pretend like we aren't going to at least say, yeah, we're sorry for just stealing your art outright. Jennifer English has basically only done bangers, yes. Well, she's got a great voice, and she does a very good job of like following direction in terms of like how you're going to emote with your voice, right? So she's a very good voice actress, 100%.
We need anything. Weapons, supplies, a way out, a way back. Mayday, mayday. This is Data Green. Tau Ceti. I feel like I'm praying. We've had to do things to survive. Things I never would have. We're monsters. We're all monsters.
Embrace.
She's in a live-action movie called Warlord. I want to watch that. Okay.
Embrace.
Mayday! 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 Mayday!
I'm not sure what to think about this because it's one of these things where It looks like it's another Tarkov clone, which nothing inherently wrong with that, but does it have, because this makes it sound like it has a huge story behind it, which would be cool. It's gonna be her first miss. Oh, you mean with the movie Warlord, or do you mean with Marathon? In terms of the game succeeding or not, or in terms of her performance? Because I think her performance sounds good in Marathon, if that's a true representation of what her performance sounds like, you know. How much there's still 7 minutes left.
Hey everyone.
Oh, this is still Marathon.
Joe Ziegler, and I'm the game director on
this
Marathon.
game, I see. Gonna be your first banger of a game?
Our server slam from February 26th through March 2nd, where you can join us on Tau Ceti and help test Marathon on PlayStation 5 and.
She's already had a banger of game. It's Oh, you mean this is? I assume you meant to say this is going to be her first miss of a game, because she did 2 amazing games of Baldur's Gate 3 and Expedition 33, right?
Other platforms.
But again, that's not her fault, you know.
Features an introduction to
and
the
I think her performance is going to be good.
Giving you a chance to explore the dangerous world of Tau.
Sorry, her first miss. I see. Miss all the bangers. Yeah.
On Thursday, March 5th. For all PlayStation Plus players, we're also excited to share a collection of unique weapon charms that pay homage to some of our favorite PlayStation games.
By the way, I also do have to say that even though like they've done some very stupid things, Bungie has, I'm betting the gameplay is going to be very decent. I'm betting the gameplay is actually going to be pretty darn decent. Regardless of the sort of nonsense with stealing artwork and things like that, I'm betting the gameplay is going to be very good. Or at least relatively good. So I do wonder about like whether or not it'll be a hit or miss.
Including Helldivers 2, Death Stranding 2, and Ghost of Yotei, all available at launch.
And look, guys, we're going to have all these other Sony titles. And to be fair, Bungie's now owned by Sony, so.
We'll see you on Tau Ceti.
Looking while I play some Vietnam games. Nice. Thanks, Dak. I appreciate you, bud. Server slam running. Okay.
And I'm Kristen. Thanks to Bungie for that new look at Marathon, coming to PS5 on March 5th with the server slam running February 26th through March 2nd.
Now let's check in on what's coming to PlayStation Plus over the next few months. Up first, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 swings into game catalog next week. Developed by Insomniac Games in collaboration with Marvel Games, be greater together as Peter Parker and Miles Morales. Let's go!
Or Spider-Man and Miles Morales.
The Spider-Men must balance their personal and heroic responsibilities while protecting the city from iconic villains.
All Miles talks about is how to be a better Spider-Man. How to help you.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2 joins the PlayStation Plus game catalog on February 17th.
The PlayStation Plus Classics catalog welcomes 2 fan favorites over the next few months, starting with Tekken Dark Resurrection, a fantastic fighting game that originally released on PSP. PlayStation Plus Premium members can expect to revisit this handheld classic in March.
I can dip now. Good night. Hey, have a good night. Just gonna be add to PS Plus. I see.
The original PlayStation version of Time Crisis brings arcade action to the Classics catalog in May.
Gosh,
this version also
those home versions of it were
the DualShock 4 or PS5 DualSense controller,
always a little rough.
simulating the original light gun experience.
Really doesn't though. You need a light gun to really properly play those games.
Big Walk is a cooperative multiplayer adventure about teamwork and talking. Hang out and get lost with your friends in an open world full of challenges, puzzles, and playful discoveries.
Yeah, so it's just PlayStation Plus games.
Brett, but we still have a lot more cool stuff to show you, including brand new Soros gameplay.
Housemarque's next action game releases April 30th, and creative director Gregory Loudon has even more systems and combat to break down.
Okay.
Let's take a look.
There's only 3 minutes left.
What is that for you, Arjun?
Finishing the mission.
Oh, no, it's not 3 minutes.
Keeping
It's 12
people
minutes.
safe. Oh, all right, John. I know you better than that.
Hey everyone, I'm Gregory Loudon, Creative Director at Housemarque. Today we're excited to show off
I've not heard of this game.
features and Eclipse gameplay running on PlayStation 5. In Saros, you step into the shoes of Arjun Devraj, performed by the brilliant Rahul Kohli, who is discovering the hostile shape-shifting planet of Carcosa. As you encounter a variety of ever more brutal hostiles, death is inevitable. But in
So
Saros, death
a lot
only
of
means
Souls-like
that you will
games.
come back stronger. Welcome to the Passage. You are not on your own. Interacting with the survivors of Echelon 4 will help you understand the mysteries of Carcosa.
I can't believe so many are gone. They didn't all die. Some of them changed.
This feels like another one of these games where they use all the faces
This is
for the real
Primary,
actors.
The voice of Soltari.
And
here you can engage with our permanent progression systems to upgrade your armor's attributes and acquire special.
I do kind of wish we'd stop it. I really do. Because it
With
pulls me out like,
Carcosa
oh, I know
modifiers,
that
you can
actor.
adjust
Oh, I
your
know that actor.
experience by, for example, making hostiles
Yeah.
tougher, weaker, or even removing the second chance ability entirely. However, all adjustments you choose must be kept in balance to ensure a consistent challenge level. Primary also allows you to teleport directly to any biome that you have unlocked. This means getting back into the action quicker. It also means easier replayability the further you get into the world. Using the teleport, you can now quickly restart the selected biome and get back to where you were. And now it's time to take another shot at what killed you the first time around.
Yeah, it's just another Souls-like. And I don't say that like it's a bad thing. It's not. It's interesting, but it is another. We've seen a few Souls like this state of play. Aesthetically, it looks really interesting.
The Eclipse corrupts the world. It's a complete escalation of our gameplay, our audio, and our visuals on Carcosa.
And that reminds me a lot of like the Red
Corrupted
Moon
projectiles
that
which
happens on
reduce
Breath
your
of the Wild.
maximum armor integrity, but you can restore it by using your power weapon. Weapons and artifacts also become corrupted, which alters them in both positive and negative ways, which ramps up the challenge.
One thing that I will say that, at least just from the game that from Dark Souls and Demon Souls that I played, this has so much more mobility. Like, he seems to be able to move so much faster and move so much farther with a single movement, which does, gives you a lot more opportunities and options for how you can address certain boss fights. So, like, that's cool.
We can't wait for you to play Saros when we launch on April 30, 2026.
Looks cool. Looks interesting. I don't know how it's going to be, but it looks pretty cool. Wait. That was Gladiator. X-Men? Is this a Marvel game?
The air trembles. Mother Earth herself.
Is this a Marvel
senses
anime
the coming
game?
Battle. The world may hate us. We still have to save it.
That Storm.
A true team is unbreakable. You cannot stand against the storm.
Oh, is this Marvel versus Capcom?
Mother Earth.
Let me at them, Storm. Limbo is waiting, and I'm starving for your soul! Time to end this.
I've got this one. I'll show you how the X-Men get it done.
So I don't know why my brain is because there's the Marvel game itself. I think this is 5 at this point.
Initiating attack.
Or 4. But it's not Marvel vs. Capcom. There's a Marvel specific fighting game.
All that remains of
And my
Shield
brain is just not
technology.
functioning right now. They'll show it at the end of it, but it's the next game in that series.
Surrender to avoid further danger.
Let's finish this.
Or let's just literally calling it the Unbreakable X-Men.
We are stronger together.
Oh, I see. It's a team. Yeah, of course. That's actually not what I thought it was. Marvel what? Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. I've not heard of this game. Is this already out? Hold on. No, it's not out yet. Okay, so there's... I see. I don't know if it's a full-on announcement or it's an announcement of here's the team. I see, and then we're giving out a little roadmap and costumes and things like that. That's cool.
マーベル闘魂ファイティングソウルズ最新のトレーラーお楽しみいただけましたでしょうか。本当にお待たせしてしまいましたけども、こうして一番初めに X-Men のチームトレーラーを発表できたこと、本当に嬉しく思っています。
We're super stoked to introduce the mutants as the newly formed unbreakable X-Men into the world of Marvel Tokon.
マジックは中間距離を大きな剣で制しながらテレポーテーションで裏回りしたりなど多彩なトリッキーな動きをすることができます。
Think of Wolverine as an unstoppable savage tank. Some of his claw swipes have armor on them, so he's literally going to be able to shred through opponents' attacks.
So yeah, it's essentially announcing the X-Men.
体のいろんな部分をですね武器に変形して戦うことができるキャラクターです。
I think Danger is one of the newer.
So as a zoner in this game, she's going to.
The Danger Room was not a personage. The Danger Room was a programmed room that had different exercises for the X-Men to go through. And if I remember correctly, Danger being a character, being the sort of manifestation of the Danger Room, is a lot more recent. Like, it's very recent in the comics.
Set up so many traps that our opponents are going to feel like they're running an obstacle course.
トレーラーの冒頭では新たに紡がれるマーベルユニバース闘魂オリジナルストーリーの映像を含めさせていただきました。マーベル闘魂ファイティングソウルズ20キャラクターのプレイヤブルを実装しまして2026年8月6日に発売いたします。
Pre-orders open next week, so please check out our variety of editions and goodies, and we can't wait to share with you some more info.
Please check it out and stay tuned.
I'm staying tuned. Okay. Because I can see the chapter down here, and it's getting late. It's the God of War Trilogy remake. I wonder how much of that's, if they're going to keep all the original stuff from the original titles, particularly like the half-naked ladies and all that other stuff, that would be considered problematic today. Are they going to keep that in the quote-unquote remake? I don't know. I think it's kind of cool that they brought back the original voice actor for Kratos to do the announcement. But at the same time, I never played 3, I never played 2, I played a little bit of 1. I don't have a lot of connection here, so like... Yeah. I think it's cool that they're doing it and all, but I just wonder to what extent they're gonna cut out a bunch of stuff that they don't want, because it's quote-unquote problematic.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening, people?
I do remember Magus pointing out, because I came into Magus' stream when he was looking at this, and it was right here when I came in and like, there is that dichotomy of you hear Kratos and how he speaks and the way he acts is very serious, and then you have, hey man, what's happening? It's just such that dichotomy.
It is OGTC. That's right, the original God of War.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm back, baby. And I'm thrilled to bring you some exciting.
I did like the fact that they used the saddest thing is I don't know his name. I know him as Teal'c because he was Teal'c from freaking Stargate for so long for me. That's just how I know him. And I loved his voice as the new God of War when they first showed it. But I liked his voice as Kratos, you know? So, yeah.
Exciting news about the series today, starting with that teaser that you just saw. Yeah. Now look,
they're doing the remake.
Happy and excited.
And I'm sorry, buddy. I gotta call it a night. So let's.
The Greek trilogy remake is now in development.
It's in development. Great. Wonderful. I don't know if there's really a lot of new stuff for him to talk about.
That's all you get. So thank you for 2 strong decades of rising.
And that's why I'm skipping. I'm sorry, dude. I think it's cool that they brought him back. I think it's cool that they brought him to announce it. Yeah. Then here's the second part of it. Mega Cat Studios doing this game.
I was a father.
Speaking of which, there he is again.
Before I was a god. I was a Spartan.
Prequel! I will say, I do like, you know, having just finished Shinobi, Art of Vengeance, and being a big fan of like 2D, particularly pixely graphics like this. I do like this. I do like this style. I don't know if it necessarily had to be a God of War specific game, but
Spartans! Our duty is to Sparta.
Cool. I think it's cool.
Fear is a reaction. Courage is a decision. Press your attack! Don't relent! Never on our backs! Never left behind!
I was about to say, it looks a little clunky.
The legendary saga of gods and monsters, of tragedies and triumphs, of destruction
and I wonder if it's because it half looks like they're doing almost like 3D models, but then putting a shader on it to make it look 2D pixely, if that kind of makes sense. I wonder if that's part of what's just feels a little off. Like it feels a lot more clunky and a lot more loose in terms of the controls. Granted, I could be just completely misreading it, but seeing some of the counters there and some of the dodge, it looks like it's a little clunky.
redemption begins.
And you see what I mean in terms of like when you see the characters move, it looks like it's a 3D model and they're just putting a